Hey guys, welcome back. It's Diana. Today I'm going to continue our talk about the Grey Wolves series written by Quinn Loftis. This is the fourth book in the series, and this one is titled Out of the Dark. So this one starts off where Just One Drop ended with Jen being kidnapped, and they had no idea where she was. So in this book, it starts off with somebody finding her, and her name is Rachel. She and her husband, obviously, they find Jen and they take her to their house, and they help her get better. They protect her. So it's really great that Rachel found her because she's able to Rachel is actually a healer who's been in hiding all this time because the bad people wanted to use her against the wolves, you know what I mean? There's been a witch and they all want to use the healer against them because she's super powerful. The healers have these great powers where they're able to guarantee a successful pregnancy in the Canis lupus. So that's a really good attribute that Rachel has, and now Sally, now that we found out that she's a gypsy healer as well. So Jen is with Rachel in the beginning of this book, and it turns out that somebody does a spell on Fane to try and make him forget Jackie, but Decibel, being the beta of the pack, he actually somehow intervenes, and the spell is actually put on him, so he forgets all about Jen. He forgets that she's his soulmate. He forgets that he's her mate. He forgets everything that they've had together. Rachel does something that messes up their bond as well, so there's a whole bunch of drama that goes into this book, and all of that. There's some good stuff that happens as well. Costin and Sally grow a little bit closer, and basically almost the whole book, the whole beginning of the book is them trying to find Jen. They're trying to find her. They're trying to because the bond actually is still there, so Decibel is still able to speak to Jen, but he doesn't really know who she is, and it kind of breaks her heart because she can tell in his voice that he doesn't remember who she is when they used to care so deeply about each other. So it's kind of hard on her to go through that, and he understands that it's hurting her, and he's trying his hardest to try and remember her. Once they do find her, there's like this whole, I don't really understand when people do this, like in this book. This is the only part of these books that really bother me, is that she doesn't want to do the blood rites, or Sally and them don't want to do the blood rites, because if they do the blood rites, then he'll end up dying if she dies. But I'm like, why would you not want to do these blood rites when that's what you're destined to do? You know what I mean? It'll make you guys closer while you're here together. Why always think about the negative and always what could happen? Just enjoy the time that you have now and just go through the hard times together. That's the only part of this book that really bothers me, where they're like, oh, I don't want to do the blood rites because then he's tied to my life, and if I die, then he dies. If you die, he wants to die anyways. So that whole part of the thing that's the only part of these books that really kind of aggravate me, because they happen in a lot of these romance novels, and it's kind of upsetting. Anyway, so that's my little ramble on that. Other than that, this whole book's really good. Perry the Fairy is what Jen calls her. She comes into this a lot. The girls have Perry do some sort of spell on the men where it paralyzes them so they can go out and do what they need to do. So it's really fun to see how the men handle being stuck in one spot, not able to move. Caribbean Pack comes into there, and he kind of challenges Decibel, so that's another part. There's a whole nother challenge going on in this story. There's a lot that goes on in this book. It was really good. I would definitely recommend it. Once again, this one is titled Out of the Dark, and it's book 4 in the Grey Wolf series. They're all written by Quinn Loftis. And until next time, enjoy the adventure.